is the legendary mystery of the man the world came to know as D.B. Cooper, the only person in U.S. history to hijack a commercial airliner, leap into the night sky with a fortune in cash, and vanish without a trace. A story suspended between fact and legend, woven from shadows, clues, and unanswered questions. More than 50 years later, his name still drifts through the air like the echo of a storm, a puzzle no one has been able to solve. November 24th, 1971, a gray, cold afternoon in Portland, Oregon. At the Northwest Orient Airlines counter, a calm, unremarkable man purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle. No fuss, no rush, just a black suit, a white shirt, a narrow tie, and a briefcase he carried as if it held nothing more dangerous than paper. The boarding pass read Flight 305. The aircraft climbed steadily into the clouds, a short hop to Seattle. Passengers settled into the hum of the engines, unaware that a strange chapter in aviation history had just begun. Cooper ordered a drink, sat quietly by the window, and then slipped a folded note to a flight attendant. She, assuming it was a phone number, tucked it into her pocket without looking. Leaning toward her, Cooper whispered in a low, steady voice, "Miss, you'd better read that note. I have a bomb." She froze. Cooper opened his briefcase just enough to reveal what looked like red cylinders and wires. Then, calmly, he stated his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. No panic, no shouting, just precise instructions, delivered with an unnerving politeness. Word spread quietly through the cockpit. The pilots contacted air traffic control. Authorities moved in silence to avoid alarming the other passengers. For the next hour, the airliner cut through the clouds as banks prepared the ransom. Police secured the runways, and airport staff assembled parachutes. Inside, Cooper sipped his drink, adjusted his tie, and watched the world through dark sunglasses. At 5:39 p.m., Flight 305 touched down in Seattle. Night had fallen. The windows reflected a maze of flashing lights from police cars and service trucks. True to his word, Cooper released all 36 passengers in exchange for the cash and parachutes. The crew remained. The cabin doors shut once again, and the jet taxied back into the darkness. Cooper's next instructions were unusual. Climb to 10,000 feet, slow to the minimum speed without stalling, and keep the cabin unpressurized. Destination: Mexico City, with a refueling stop in Nevada. Somewhere over the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, he made his move. In the rear of the aircraft, Cooper tied the ransom money into a bag, strapped on a parachute, and lowered the rear stairway. The rush of freezing wind roared into the cabin. Without hesitation, he stepped into the black void, swallowed instantly by the storm clouds. Below him stretched miles of wilderness, rivers like ribbons of silver under a sliver of moonlight. When the plane landed hours later, the stairs still dangled open, but Cooper was gone. No trace, no chute, no footprints, no body. Just an empty seat, a clip-on tie, and a mystery. The search that followed was one of the most extensive in FBI history. Helicopters scoured the forests. Divers searched rivers. Detectives traced every serial number of the ransom bills. Nothing. For years, the investigation chased shadows, sightings, confessions, theories, all collapsing into dead ends. 9 years later, a boy, camping with his family, found 3 weather-worn bundles of $20 bills buried in the sand along the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched the ransom. Yet this discovery only deepened the mystery. How did the money end up there? Had Cooper survived and hidden it, or did it drift downstream after a failed landing? Decades passed. The FBI interviewed hundreds of suspects, war veterans, former pilots, con men, each fitting parts of the puzzle but never the whole. In 2016, after 45 years, the Bureau officially closed the case. Cooper's fate remains one of aviation's greatest unsolved questions. Some believe he died in the jump, lost to the cold and the wild. Others imagine him walking away into a new life, vanishing into the world with the satisfaction of having outwitted everyone. The truth is locked away in the wind that night, a secret carried into the clouds. And so, the legend endures. Somewhere between history and folklore, D.B. Cooper remains a ghost in a business suit, forever midair, forever escaping. His leap from the stairway was more than an act of defiance. It was a perfect disappearing act, sealed by time and left for the world to wonder. What happened to the man who vanished into the storm?